Did we make it? Are we live? I know I'm like a minute early or something, but just thought I would give some people a chance to come on. We'll see who ends up joining today. Today we have a Hatha flow, and hi Megan. So every Monday is going to be a traditional Hatha flow, which is a series of postures that we hold and kind of get in touch with how the body feels. So that's what we're going to be doing every Monday. For me, I feel like it's a nice way to not have to wonder where your body is going and what move is next, what the flow feels like. It's kind of just a nice way, at least for me, to understand my body within each posture. Settles my mind quite a bit, this particular flow, because it doesn't change. And there's something nice about the consistency of that. So that's what we're going to be doing. That's what we'll be offering you guys today. Just going to wait here a little bit and see if we have anybody else who's going to be coming on. I can't quite see. Oh yeah, yay, we've got some folks. Cool. For some reason it's not registering who's on, but I'm so glad you guys are here. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk a lot today. I just want to get started. I really need to be on my mat today. So thank you for allowing me to guide you. And I'm also gonna join you, and I'm gonna be able to experience this flow in my own body as well, because I definitely need it. Yeah. So let's get going. If more people join on, they'll just join us where we are. So my flow starts with a couple sun salutations. We're going to do some breath work standing, and then we'll go into some sun salutations. We start with sun salutation C, and then we move into sun salutation B, and then we'll start with a series of postures. So again, my one offering that I would have is I would like you to allow your body to get to a posture today and let it be there. I'll continue to give you cues and things to think about and how to shape your body within each posture, intentions to have within each posture, but I just would love for you to truly experience each posture. Sometimes when we're like moving and shifting around within each posture, we don't actually like let ourselves settle in and get the meat of it all. So find your posture and breathe into it today. Let's just see where our body shows up, okay? So join me standing. Just check in, make sure. Yeah. All right, join me standing at the top of your mat. So we're going to start with a little bit of breath work. You'll interlace your fingers, place them underneath your chin here. As you exhale, squeeze your elbows together. On your next inhale, elbows will rise, filling up your belly fully, trying to let your elbows rise up as much as you can with your inhale. Gaze up to the ceiling, open mouth, exhale, hands will start to come together. Elbows will come together to finish your breath. Gaze forward for your next inhale. So inhaling up. Open mouth, exhale. Trying to fill your belly full with your inhale. Exhale, empty out. Keep moving on your own breath, your own time. Get as much air in as you can. Gaze up, open mouth, exhale, let it all go. One more breath. Releasing your hands to your sides. We'll inhale, reach up, gaze up toward your thumbs. Exhale, forward fold. Heel toe your feet out so they're about hip width apart. And you can take some movement here, maybe swaying side to side, crossing your arms at your elbows. Just let the weight of your upper body reach down your legs here. Maybe shaking your head out slightly. Just want to make sure we're still looking good. Everything, as far as I can tell, video feed looks okay. Feel free to let me know if it's not working on your end. Take one more breath. Release your hands back to the ground, heel toeing your feet together. Inhale with a half lift, nice long spine. Step your right foot back, drop your knee down. So from here, we're stretching out hip flexor, front hip flexor. You can keep your hands grounded. You might want to pop up, stretching forward on your hands on your quadricep here. Notice your lower belly lifting as you press your hips toward your front heel, shoulders relaxed. Take one more breath. Grounding your hands on your exhale. Take an inhale or downward facing dog on your exhale. Front foot meets your back foot. Go ahead and pedal out your feet here, pressing one heel toward the ground at a time. Maybe rocking your hips side to side. Hands are about shoulder width apart. Feet are resting about hip width apart. Take one more breath. Inhale up onto your tiptoes. Let your knees slide to the ground. You'll dive your chin to the ground as you keep your bum high, inhaling into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. We'll step the right foot forward up to your right thumb. Left knee will come to the ground, coming to the other side here. Okay, so hands might come up here to your quadricep. Pushing your hips toward your front heel. Lifting your lower belly. Keep breathing. Take one more full breath. At the end of your exhale, hands will come back down. Take an inhale and forward fold on your exhale. Root to rise. Inhale, reach up, gaze toward your thumbs. And exhale, forward fold. Moving a little quicker on your half breath. Inhale, half lift. Left leg steps back, drop your knee down. Just an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take it up on your toes, knees will slide to the ground. Dive your chin to the ground as you inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot will step forward, right knee down, inhaling with a long spine. And exhale, forward fold. Root to rise. Inhale, reach up, gaze toward your thumbs. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Right leg steps back. Drop your knee. Just an inhale. Feel the stretch to your hip flexor. Exhale, downward facing dog. Squeeze the breath out. Up on your toes, knees slide down, diving your chin to the ground. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Right foot steps forward, left knee down, inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Root to rise, inhale. One more, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Left leg will step back, drop your knee down. Just an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take it up on your toes, knees slide to the ground, dive your chin to the ground. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Left foot forward, right knee down. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Root to rise. Inhale, reach up, gaze toward your thumbs. Exhale, hands through heart center. Bend your knees into chair pose, Utkatasana. So your knees are squeezing and hugging in toward each other. Lower belly is lifting up as much as you can. Slide your tailbone under just slightly. Rooting down through your heels and your midfoot. On your next inhale, reach your hands down. As you bring your arms up, squeeze and knit your rib cage together. Feel your shoulders sliding into your back pockets. Stay for one more inhale, forward fold on your exhale. Inhale, half lift, long spine. Step back to plank pose. Strong plank pose here will either be on your toes or your knees. We're going to go through a chaturanga. Your elbows will tap back as you come down halfway. Inhaling into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. We're going to step into warrior one. So your left toes will slide out toward 11 o'clock. Right foot's going to come to meet your right thumb. Inhale up. Slide your right hip back, left hip forward. As you extend through your back leg and bend through your front leg. So shoulders are pulling into your back pockets here. Strong in your warrior one. Your hips are squaring off to the front as much as they can. Stay for one more breath. Take an inhale, will flow on your exhale. Hands come down, step back to plank pose. Strong and engaged again, toes or knees. Let yourself exhale as you come down into your chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Other side, right toes will slide out to 1 o'clock. Left foot comes up. Inhale up. Square your hips off. Left hip forward, right hip back. Sorry, switch that. Left hip back, right hip forward. Extending through your back leg. Lifting your lower belly as you lower into your front leg. Stay for one more breath. Take an inhale, flowing on your exhale, hands come down, step back. Choose your chaturanga, toes or knees, elbows hug back. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. 5 breaths in your down dog. Finding some more length to your spine. Knitting your rib cage together as you lift your lower belly up toward your front of your spine. Rooting through your hands. All 5 fingers pushing down. Finishing your exhale, you'll look forward, step or float, feet to meet hands. Inhale, halfway lengthen, long spine. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, inhale up, chair pose, lifting your lower belly. Exhale, Samastihiti, hands to heart center. Let's take that one more time. Bend down, root down, inhale up into chair pose. Exhale into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step back to plank pose. Lower down into your chaturanga. Toes or knees come down just halfway. Inhaling into upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing. We'll come into the left side. Left toes float out to 11 o'clock. Right foot meets your right thumb. Inhale up. Set your posture with your exhale. Stay for a full breath. Take an inhale, flow on your exhale. Hands come down, step back, and choose your flow. Toes or knees. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing, coming to the other side. Right toes will slide out toward 1 o'clock. Left foot comes to meet your left hand. Inhaling up. Set your posture with your exhale. Full breath. Take an inhale, flow on your exhale. Hands come down, step back. Choose your flow. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. 5 breaths. Again, finding the resting part of this posture. Extending through your arms. Lengthening through your spine. Keeping a soft bend to your knees if you need that for your hamstrings. Stay for one more breath. Finish your exhale, look forward, step your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, inhale up, chair pose. And exhale, hands to heart center, Samastihiti. All right, we'll start with some balancing postures. So If you're in a place where it feels actually better to come off your mat, that might be good. I'm on carpet, so it actually feels better on my mat. It's a little wiggly underneath my feet, but that's okay. All right, we're going to take crescent moon. So you'll interlace your fingers. First fingers point up like this. You can't really see on my arms again, still so long. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, hips to the right, arms to the left. So hips first, then reaching through the arms, feeling the length to the side body, keeping your hips nice and square to the front. Just breathing into the length here, using your left arm to reach right by your side of your body. Stay for one more breath. And change, inhale back up. We'll go to the other side. Long spine on your inhale. And hips to the left, arms to the right, lengthening. Notice the length to your side body. Still reaching with the right arm. Try to make sure that the right arm is lengthening as much as it can. One more breath. Finish your exhale. Release on an inhale. We'll go backwards now. So you're going to tuck your tailbone under. Push your weight to the front side of your toes. Keep lifting through your heart as you reach up. Gaze toward your thumbs. Looking up and back. Notice you're still lifting from your heart, making a little back bend as much as you can. One more breath. Finish your exhale. Inhale, lift back up. Come all the way down to a forward fold. Shake it out. Walk your legs out. You might want 2 blocks for this practice, so if you have them, go ahead and make sure they're near you. All right, you're going to lift your heels up, slide your fingertips underneath your heels. Maybe that's better done from the side version. Lift your heels up, slide your fingertips under. Wrap your elbows behind your calves as much as you can on your exhale. Hips will lift up as you tuck your forehead toward your shins. Curling and rounding in. The goal is to stay nice and compressed rather than straightening your legs. Straightening your legs might happen, but we're squeezing the elbows behind your calves. Take one more breath. Finish your exhale, slowly release. You'll lift your toes up, slide your fingertips or your full hand underneath your toes, depending on the length of your hamstrings and the length of your arms. Take an inhale, nice long spine. As you exhale, let your elbows drift out to the side as you reach the top of your head toward the ground. Lifting your tailbone, feel the stretch across your low back as much as you can. Let the back of your neck be long. Stay for one more breath. Finish your exhale, slowly release. Tuck your tailbone under as you roll it up one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. Lifting your shoulders as you come to the top. Take a couple shoulder rolls up and back. And then we'll interlace your fingers behind, tuck your tailbone under, lift your heart, squeeze the shoulders together. One more breath. Finishing your exhale, look forward to release. All right, we'll take some balancing now. So Garudasana Eagle is where we'll start. Inhale, arms high. Right arm will cross underneath your left as you squeeze your palms together, maybe grabbing onto your shoulders, opposite shoulders. Bring your arms up, squeezing palms together as much as you can. Take your elbows and press them down. We're trying to stimulate your lymph nodes here. So armpits, you have lots of lymph nodes under there. Press your armpits down as much as you can. As you inhale, long spine, sit down nice and low. Right leg is going to come and cross over your left. At the knee, tap your toe down if you need a little bit of balance check. Lift your toe up or wrap behind you. We're working in the center line. So your hands want to be right in by your nose. Your knees want to be an extension of your belly button. Keep knitting your rib cage together, bending. The more you can bend into your standing leg, the more secure your balance will actually feel. Keeps pressing your armpits down, squeezing at your elbows. Lifting the lower belly, stay for one more exhale. Releasing on your inhale, unwind. We'll go right to the other side on your exhale. Left elbow will slide underneath, wrap up nice and tight. Pressing your elbows down, armpits down. Inhale, long spine, sink down. Left leg comes on top. Again, those same options exist. Tap, lift, or wrap. Again, working your hands as an extension of your nose. Your knees are an extension of your belly button. Sometimes they want to point to the side. Try to rotate your hips. Pull your right hip back. Breathing well. Stay for one more breath. Finish your exhale and release. Unwind. Hands can come to heart center. All right, standing head to knee. You'll ground through your left leg. Lift your right leg. Starting with the Ekapada, there's lots of layers that you can stop in, so stay with what feels good for you. You could stay right here trying to lift your kneecap up, your standing kneecap into your quadricep. Maybe interlace your fingers on top of your shin, lift your chest up. Keep pulling your right hip crease back. The next layer would be curling and rounding. So curl around your leg, slide your fingertips underneath your flexed foot. As you push your foot into your hand, you'll extend your foot to the front of the room. Your right hip goes to the back of the room, lengthening. Feel your heart lifting. You might stay here. You might wrap your elbows around the outsides of the calf. The last layer would be tucking your forehead toward your knee. One more breath. Slowly working back through the layers. Sometimes slow doesn't happen. Ta-da. All right, other side. I'm going to show you this side from the side view. So grounding through the other leg and lift. Feel your tailbone tucking under here. Feel long through your spine. Maybe moving to the next layer, interlace your fingers on top of your shin, lift your heart, pull your hip back into the hip crease. Feeling your balance, rounding forward, slide your fingertips under your flexed foot. As you push your foot toward the front of the room, slide your left hip crease back as you lengthen your heart. Keep pulling your toes toward your face. Wrapping your elbows around the outside of the calf, hugging your lower belly up as you curl and round in. One more breath. Finish your exhale again, slowly through the layers, back out. Seems to be difficult for me today. How'd that go? Take a moment. All right, you will ground through your left leg. Take your right hand out to the side, left arm up. You're going to lift your foot, grab onto the inside of the top of your foot. Feel your knees come together. As you lift, push your foot into your hand. lift your knee. As you lift your foot, feel yourself hinge forward, reaching and extending forward through the left arm. Keep reaching and lengthening. Keep the leg lifting up. Lower belly is also active here. Nice. You want to keep your knee in line with your body, so try not to let your right knee push out. Stay for one more breath. Finish your exhale. Slowly release. Boy, the exit just isn't happening on me today. Well done, guys. Coming to the other side. You'll lift the right arm up. Hitchhike with the left. Grab onto the inside. Let the knees come together. So what you want to try to resist is letting this knee come out to the side. Okay? So push your foot into your hand. Keep the knee tracking back behind you. Lift with the knee, lift with the foot, hinging forward. Now I'm reaching a lot toward you. Reaching right and in. Feel your right hip crease sliding back. Energy in all the directions. Feel your lower belly active. Stay for one more breath. Finish your exhale and slowly release. Take a moment. We'll change to warrior 3. Grounding through your left leg. Right leg will come back. I'll try to mirror you. Left leg will come back. Hands can come to your hips, out to the side, or up with steeple mudra hands. So up to you. You do what is going to make you feel successful. I'll come from the side. You'll hinge forward, sending your left hip crease back. Lengthening, lift your lower belly. Right hip crease is going toward the ground. Internally rotating your right leg. Lengthen the back of your neck. Feel strong and knit in through your rib cage. One more breath. Finish your exhale. Inhale to lift. You can step back to step forward with your other leg. Internally rotating your back leg. Hinging at your right hip crease. Send your left leg up and back. Still trying to keep your hips as square as you can. Your right glute is trying not to lift your left glute is not lifting your left leg. One more breath. Finish your exhale. Inhale lifts you. And release. And we'll come to the left side of your mat. I'm on the left side of my mat, so if I was mirroring you, I think I'd be here. It's really hard to try to mirror looking at myself, so that's difficult. All right, guys, if you have blocks, you might want them here. They would be on the front side of your mat. We're going to step out, turn your toes in so your heels flare out to the side. Let's start by interlacing the hands behind. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders as you lift your heart. Exhale, forward fold, wide leg forward fold. Lifting your arms up, take your arms up and over as much as they will. Keep a soft bend to your knees if that helps serve your body. Lifting your lower belly. Feel the weight shift to the front side of your toes, so you're bringing your hips forward just slightly. Take one more breath. Keep your arms interlaced. Let your hands start to come to your low back as you inhale, lift up halfway. Release your hands to the ground. One more halfway lift. And then as you exhale, you might bind. So you'll take your first two fingers, slide them in between your big toe and your first toe. Once you have your bind, half lift. And then exhale, elbows out to the side, working the crown of your head toward the ground. Notice your shoulders pulling away from your ears. Still lifting your sits bones nice and high. Shifting the weight to the front side of your toes. Breathing here. One more breath. Finish your exhale, releasing your hands. Inhale, half lift. Hands come to your hips. And inhale as you lift all the way up. Strong lower belly lifting. We're going to come into triangle pose, so you'll turn your left toes. Actually, turn your right toes. I'll try to mirror you. I'm going to do my best, kids. We'll see how this goes. Heel to arch alignment. So front heel to your back arch. If you have a block, it would be on the inside here of your front leg. Hands can start on your hips to get feedback. So let your right hip dip as your left hip lifts. Feel yourself lengthening. Lengthening from the side body. Once your hips stop you, extend the arms. One hand down toward the block or the ground. Opposite arm up. Notice your shoulder blades squeezing and active behind you. If you need a slight bend to your front leg to protect your knee, feel free. Keep grounded through your back leg. Almost reaching through your left hip, reaching your left hip back. Stay for one more breath. Finish your exhale. Inhale, reach through your left hand as you come all the way up. Change to the other side, rotate your feet. Again, use your block if you need it. Changing. Hands can come back to hips. Let your left hip dip as your right hip lifts. Feel long, stay grounded through your back leg. Push through it. Lengthening down as you extend arms. Remember the intention that I mentioned in the beginning. Find your posture and then breathe into it. Notice how your body is shaping itself today within each posture. Stay for one more breath. Finish your exhale. Inhale lifts you. We're going to be a little bit traditional today. Last time I took us into not quite a traditional version. So you're going to rotate into rotated triangle. So I would be facing with my right foot forward. I'm going to switch my sides so that you guys can kind of see a little bit better. Nope, actually I'm not. Okay, your block would be again on the inside of your foot, your right foot. Your back toes are about 11 o'clock so that you can square your hips to the front. Okay, so inhale, left arm high. As you exhale, you'll hinge forward. Feel your right hip crease pressing back a bunch as your left hip crease comes forward. So before we make our twist, check back with your tailbone with your hand and see if your tailbone, your sacrum, is nice and flat as much as you can. Try not to leave one hip behind. So rotate as much as you can, and then you'll exhale into the twist, lifting your right shoulder on top of your left, maybe extending the arm up. Again, block or no block. Stay grounded through both legs. Your back foot is kind of pushing you forward slightly to lengthen through your spine as you twist. Stay for one more breath. Finish your exhale, send your gaze back down, unwind. Both arms are going to reach straight in front of you, biceps frame your face as you come all the way up, and then you'll rotate to the other side. I'm going to change and do it facing this way. All right, so this time your back toes are about 1 o'clock. Squaring your hips off as much as you can. Inhale, right arm high. As you exhale, hinge forward. Sending your left hip crease back as your right hip crease comes forward. Hand comes to the block. Again, push into the back foot to lengthen you just a little bit more. Square your hips off. Feel that they're square. And then take your twist, rotating. I like to think about engaging my inner thighs toward each other. Stay grounded through the back foot. Notice yourself long through your spine as you're twisting. Stay for one more breath. Finishing your exhale, gaze back forward, unwind the body, both arms reach over your head as you inhale all the way up and come back. We're going to come into a warrior two. Sorry, I got to readjust myself. So now you're bending into your right leg. I'm mirroring you still, I think, I hope. All right, coming into your warrior two, bending into your front leg, strong through your back leg. We're going to move into a side angle pose. So again, you might want that block on the inside of your leg. Getting your hips down where you can while still staying open to the front as much as you can. When you're ready, you'll rotate into side angle. You could take your forearm to your thigh as you lengthen, push into your back leg to twist and lifting your left arm up. You might take your elbow to the inside of the knee, pushing into that connection as you lift your chest up a little bit more, rotating. Maybe you'll ground into extended side angle, hand coming to the ground. One more breath. Finish your exhale. Reach through your top hand as you come back to warrior two. Stay for your exhale. And change to the other side. Rotating your feet, heel to arch alignment here in your warrior two. Dropping it down. Lifting your lower belly up. Strong. When your warrior two is set, rotate into your side angle. So going to whatever layer you ended up with the last time. Keep lifting your lower belly. Make sure that you have, if you're touching, you're pushing both into each other. So my knee is pushing into my elbow is pushing into my knee for that connection. Maybe coming all the way to the ground. One more breath. Finish your exhale. Inhale will lift you back up. Stay for your exhale. And inhale to lift. We're going to rotate to crescent. So turning the back toes so that they're down. Back heel is going to lift. You're going to come into a crescent lunge. So tuck your tailbone under. Back leg does not have to be straight here. Right hand on your right hip. Inhale, left arm high. As you exhale, you're going to twist. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Keep lifting and active through your left hip as you twist. Maybe taking your opposite hand, putting it into prayer pose. I'll show you on the other side. Still twisting through your lower belly. Reaching through your back heel. One more breath. Finish your exhale. Send your gaze back down to the ground as you inhale up into crescent lunge. And exhale, release, coming to the other side. I'm going to change and face the same way so you can see it the opposite. Setting up crescent with your left leg forward. Bending down. Inhale, right arm high. As you exhale, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Feel nice and long. So you don't want to just try to get super low here. Feel really long. Reach through the back leg. As you twist, hands could come to prayer. Your prayer hands are one day working in front of your chest. So keep active through your right hip, still lifting it. Still pushing your knee into your elbow. Elbow into knee. Stay for one more breath. Finish your exhale. Release your gaze. Unwind the body as you inhale up into crescent. And exhale, release, coming back to the left side of your mat. We're on the left, right? All right, we have pyramid pose, one more. So you're going to step out, right leg turn toward your front leg. Back toes are going to be 11 o'clock. We're again going to square our hips up as much as we can. A lot of hand options here. You can have your hands on your hips. You could interlace your hands behind you. You could take prayer hands behind you. My body is not shaped for that very well, so I keep trying. Okay, just keep trying. Whatever your hands are. Inhale, lifting your heart. As you exhale, you're hinging forward. Square your hips off. Right hip back, left hip forward. Coming down as low as your body will let you. Lengthen the back of your neck. Trying to take your chin toward your shin. One more breath. Finish your exhale. Inhale is going to lift you all the way up. Keep your hand choice as you rotate to the other side. I'm going to try to get my prayer hands up a little higher. Ooh, those are hard for my body. Back toes are about 1 o'clock. Square your hips off. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold forward. Left hip crease back, right hip crease forward. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Reaching long through the back of your neck. Keep your lower belly lifting up and down your leg. One more breath. Finish your exhale. Inhale will lift you up. And release. Release your hands. Woo, that was tough for mine. All right, we'll take tree pose before we get onto the ground. Tree pose has lots of versions. Okay, take a pose that makes you feel the most grounded. Okay, don't miss the groundedness of tree pose just for the sake of making new shapes. Okay, feel really balanced here. So you'll ground through your left leg. Right leg could be here with your toe tapping onto the ground. You could lift up to your calf, inside of the calf. You could grab and lift all the way up toward the inside of your inner thigh. Ashtanga version, feel free to take heel to your hip as you grab underneath your foot and let your knee open. Some people can let go of this leg here. Whatever version you found yourself in, feel strong and balanced. Notice your breath. Shoulders are relaxed. Even if you find yourself shaking, swaying, fighting the balance, breathe. Stay connected. One more breath. Finish your exhale and slowly bring your knee forward to release. Try to take the same shape or a similar shape on the other side. Grounding through your right leg, left leg, maybe here, maybe the inside of the calf, inside of the inner thigh. And try to remember here that we have so many different varieties and shapes to each posture so that we can all find a space and live in that shape for our body today. So knowing that there's plenty of room to grow and to move and to feel a little deeper, more settled, more grounded within each posture. So don't try to forget the concept of, easy, a little bit more difficult, challenging, hard. Not so much, okay? Some days I need different shapes. Doesn't mean I'm taking the easy version. It means we're listening to our body. Do that for yourself. Take 2 more breaths. Finish your exhale. Let your knee come forward to release. And we get a little mid-class Shavasana. You're welcome. So lay on down. I'm going to move my blocks. You're going to lay down. Find a comfortable version of Shavasana to just breathe into for a couple of breaths. Allow your body to just settle down. I'm going to just adjust my camera a tiny bit. See if you guys can get a little bit more of the ground here for the postures on the ground. Excuse the shaking, apologize. Truly am doing the best that I can. All right. Take one more breath. When you're ready, you'll let your right knee, come up and hug it in toward your chest. Interlace your fingers on top of your shin and just pull it in nice and tight. Now, to be honest, this class that I do in its totality is an hour and 45 minutes. So we're going to have to peel back some of the postures on the ground, but that means that we'll just do them another Monday, okay? So we'll just kind of sprinkle in what we can each time. So if you're familiar with the full version, you'll realize that I'm not getting it all in. I need more time. All right, take your knee off to the side toward your right armpit. Just trying to tuck it up and in. Your left toes could be pointing straight up to the ceiling if you wanted. Again, hugging your right knee in toward your chest. This time on your inhale, you're going to curl and round up, allowing your forehead to come up toward your knee as much as it can, squeezing through the core to get it there. Shoulders and chest are as relaxed as possible. Release your hands to the ground. Foot is going to go straight up, or leg is going to go straight up, flexing your foot to your face, and slowly lower your leg all the way down. Nice and slow. Keep it controlled. And release your upper body. Other side, left leg up, hug it in toward your chest. Right toes can point straight up to the sky. And then we'll hug your left knee off to the side toward the armpit. Taking a couple breaths. Finish your exhale, center your knee back up, right into the middle. Relax your shoulders. On your exhale, let your forehead come up to meet your knee. Chest and shoulders relaxed. Belly button hugging in as much as you can. Squeeze it toward the ground. Finish your exhale, release your hands to the ground. Leg is going to go straight up. Flex your toe to your face and slow lower all the way down. Belly button is hugging in, all the way down. And then head comes down to release. Both knees are going to come up and off to the side. Trying to keep your tailbone on the ground here. Lengthen out your spine so the back of your neck is as long as you can make it. Knees are out to the side, shoulders relaxed. Finish your exhale, hug your knees in together, squeeze them nice and tight. Notice your breath pressing up against, or your belly pressing up against your thighs on your inhale. Softening your belly on your exhale. Curling and rounding up on your next inhale, compressing in. Shoulders are still not working here, just relaxed. Trying to curl and compress in as much as you can. Finish your exhale, release your hands. Both legs go straight up and flex your toes to your face as you lower your legs all the way down, nice and slow. And release. We'll do a yogi sit up here. Take your arms over your head with an inhale. As you exhale, sit up, reach up to the ceiling, and again, exhale into a forward fold. All right, we'll roll onto your back. This is the part that we usually don't like to do, but is so important to do. So get some back strengthening here. With your hands underneath your shoulders, we'll go into Bhujangasana Cobra first. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Let the tops of your feet be on the ground. Forehead is down. As you inhale, increase the length of your spine. As you exhale, lift your head and your heart, also your lower belly. Pull it up into your low back. rather than pushing your lower belly into the ground. Strengthening the low back. Stay active through inner thighs. Squeeze them toward each other. Our glutes want to work here. Try to make it be more about your low core rather than just your glutes. Stay for one more breath. Finish your exhale. Release your hands by your sides as you slowly lower down, left ear to the ground. Relax. Finish your exhale, straighten back your head so your forehead is back on the ground. Take your palms, face them down. Slide your arms away from your body about 45 degrees. On your inhale, we'll lift everything up. Arms, legs, head, and chest. Inhale, lift. On your exhale, reach and extend through your fingertips. Reach long through your big toes. Lengthen from the back of the neck. Still pulling your lower belly into your low back. If I use my lower belly, I'm going to get higher, but I'm also going to just use my glutes, okay? So try to pull your lower belly up. Keep lifting through your inner thighs. Stay for one more breath. Finish your exhale. Slowly release. We'll release the right ear into the ground. Maybe shake your hips out. Maybe windshield wiper your legs. One more. We're going to take floor bows. So you'll bend your knees, grab onto the tops of the feet from the outside. Recenter your head. Let your knees come toward each other as much as they can. Keep them working in toward the midline as you push your feet into your hands. Lift your knees, lift your feet, lift your head, lift your heart. So we're trying to resist letting our knees go really out wide here. Keep them working back and toward each other as you lift up. Still lower belly lifting. Stay for one more breath. Finish your exhale. Slow release. Stack your hands one on top of the other, forehead on top of your hands. Relax. Shake your legs out again. Maybe windshield wiper your legs. Finish your exhale. Flip your toes under. Take your hands underneath your shoulders. Take an inhale and push up to plank on your exhale, maybe to your knees or all the way straight up. Push strong and then come into your downward facing dog. Notice any extra length, any extra space in your down dog. One more breath. And you're going to bring your knees all the way up in between your thumbs. And I'm going to grab a block. If you have a block, you might want one. We're going to do reclining heroes. So you're going to take your knees together. I'll show you from the front side. So knees will be together. Heels are going to open wide. And then you're going to sit your bum down in between your heels. So you might be sitting on a block. I like to take my calves and kind of roll them out. That allows some more space to be able to sit down potentially, okay? So you want your heels as close to your hips as you can. They're hugging right by your sides. That's really important. Knees are together. That's also really important, okay, for the protection of your body in this shape. So if you're on a block and you want to hinge back, you're going to hinge back only to about your elbows. So coming down to your elbows here. If you're not on a block, the lower you go, be sure you don't compromise your knees. Your knees are still together. Maybe lift up, tuck your tailbone, slide your tailbone toward your knees, and then lower back down a little lower. So you can lay all the way down eventually, and you're getting a nice big stretch to the psoas muscle, iliopsoas here. A good compression into the knees. You could reach your arms over your head. Some people like to take a version of fish pose with their upper body here. That doesn't serve my body, so I'm just going to take this shape. We'll stay for one more breath. And finish your exhale. You'll work your way out of that posture, nice and slow. And then move through a downward facing dog. Shake your legs out. Bring some life back into them. And when you're ready, knees will come to the ground. You'll lift up for camel pose. Hands can come to your hips, maybe fingertips into your back pockets. Lift through your heart as you push your hips forward. Feel your hips pushing forward as you lift up and look back. If you feel access to being able to reach and grab onto your heels from the inside, feel free to try that grab. Stay for one more breath. Release on an inhale, come all the way up. Knees together, reach back for your heels. Narrow stance, child's pose. We'll take rabbit from here. You're going to grab onto your heels from the outside, make a nice tight bind. On your inhale, your hips will lift up off your heels. Tuck your forehead toward your knees, rounding and curling in. Keep lifting your hips up nice and high as you curl your forehead toward your knees. Compressing chin to chest. Stay for one more breath. Finishing your exhale, slowly release back up to a seated position. So I think today we're going to just take pigeon and then maybe a quick spinal twist if we have time, and then we'll finish up, okay? So come into your downward facing dog. You'll inhale, right leg high, let your right hip stack on top of your left, flexing your heel toward your bum. Just opening your hips for a moment. Straighten your legs, square your hips back off to the ground as you send your foot toward your left wrist, your knee toward your right wrist. And then use your back toes to walk you down. So sinking back and down, keeping a flexion to your right foot. Feel your left hip pointing down as much as you can. Back knee is directly behind you. Inhale, lift your head and your heart. And as you exhale, you'll fold forward. You can release your back toes. Feel yourself getting nice and long as you lower over your front leg rather than just compressing straight down. So lengthen your spine as you lower back down. Taking a comfortable shape with your arms. You can stack them, placing your forehead or reach all the way long. Any other version of pigeon that you want, if you want to do king pigeon and lift your back knee, feel free to take that shape. Sometimes I like to twist, pushing away. Take one more breath. Finishing your exhale, work yourself back to lift your head and your heart. And then coming back through down dog, shake your leg out. Doing some circles. If you want to flip your dog, feel free. Inhale, left leg high when you're ready. Stack your heel or your hip, bending your heel toward your bum. And then straighten your legs, square your hips back off. Send your foot toward your right wrist, your knee toward your left wrist. And then working your way down here. So use your back toes to ground your hips. Inhale, lifting your head and your heart. And again, lengthening forward as you exhale, long over your front leg. If you took a different shape to your pigeon pose on the other side, make sure to mirror that intention on this side. One more breath. finishing your exhale, walk yourself back again. Inhale, lift your head and your heart. And exhale, shake it out through down dog. When you're ready, we'll come through to a seated pose. I'm going to face the other direction. We're going to come to the ground via fish pose, so you'll slide your fingertips underneath your bum. As you lower down, your elbows will touch the ground. Once your elbows touch, lift your heart, lift your chest, look back. Try to look back as much as you can. Let your legs be relaxed here. We're trying to open the front side of the neck. You might feel this on a stretch to the front side of the shoulders as well. Encouraging some shape to your neck here. A lot of us have straight necks or hyperextended necks. Stay for one more breath. Continue looking back, and you're going to walk your hips back so the top of the head will touch the ground, and then you'll let your chin come toward your chest as you release your arms out. And we'll take a spinal twist here, so let your left knee come up toward your chest. Shift your hips to the left to let the knee come onto the ground. Right hand can come on your knee if you'd like, and gaze toward the left side. Exhaling into the twist. Soften your right glute. Finish your exhale. Let your knee come toward your chest as you release. Coming onto the other side, right knee is going to come in toward your chest. Shift your hips off to the right as you ground your right knee with your left hand, gazing off to the right. One more exhale. And slowly release. Maybe happy baby pose real quick. Maybe a hip bridge, maybe full wheel. If you need any lasting postures, feel free. You can rock side to side. We are headed into Shavasana when you're ready. Taking your most comfortable version of Shavasana. We're just 1 minute over. I feel like I can call that a celebration. And guys, if you can, stay in your Shavasana as long as possible. I am going to leave you here to your Shavasana. Every hour that you practice yoga, you truly should give yourself a 7-minute Shavasana. It's just not something we traditionally do here in America. Please give yourself the time to stay as long as you can in your Shavasana. Let your body truly settle in. Stay focused on your breath. Let your monkey mind calm down. It's a joy to be with you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy your Monday. Stay healthy, stay positive, guys. Namaste.